What's up everyone? Welcome back for another video. This time we're going to be going through 10 different Arc Raiders tips that are going to help you survive the Rust Belt as we dive in on the 30th. This is going to cover absolutely everything you'll need from PvP mechanics to different looting and PvE mechanics that will help you survive your time topside. They're going to be extremely useful whether you've already played Arc Raiders or are hopping in as a brand new player on launch. Don't forget to like the video and drop any questions you have down in the comments. Let's get into it, and remember to stick around till the end because I promise you'll learn something new. Keep in mind these are going to get more advanced as we go, so bear with me if some of the first few are a little basic for you. Tip number 1. Did you know you could switch perspectives from right to left, allowing you to look down hallways and from any left side of a wall much more easily with way more visibility? I'll pop a clip on screen where I used it. As you can see, it can absolutely save your life and is something everyone should know about before they hop in on launch. Tip number 2. Whether you hopped into the server slam or watched any gameplay, most people are familiar with the PvE aspect of this game and how you have to maneuver around and take out Arc enemies. Taking these guys out usually provides pretty decent loot that you can use for all sorts of stuff, from crafting to completing quest requirements that need certain pieces from all these different enemies. What you don't know is that Arc power cells, which are dropped by them, are not only great for trading and crafting, but can also be used to heal your shields mid-raid. This is so helpful when you've been fighting all raid and you've ran out of meds and just need that little bit of shield to keep you safe on your way to extract. Tip number 3. You can tell if you're hitting shields or health based on what happens to the enemy when you shoot them. If you hit them and a blue visual effect pops up, that means they still have leftover shields, but there's a pretty strong audio cue for when the shields run out. When enemy players go down, they also send a flare straight into the sky, indicating it's time to push and finish off the remaining players. But did you know that there are actually handheld flares that can be shot into the sky by enemies that look exactly the same? Be careful when pushing up, as you might not have actually downed the player and they could be trying to fake you out. Tip number 4. Seriously, beware of your audio and visual cues. Every Arc enemy has a special audio that they play anytime they spot a player, along with cameras that are stationed at doors and hallways that beep anytime a player that passes by. These have to be either shot out or meleeed to be destroyed. Arcs also have a yellow light instead of their regular blue light when they're aware of a raider's presence. Make sure to stay low and keep an eye out for what they might have spotted so that you can control what fight goes down, not the other way around. Using these to your advantage will keep you one step ahead of the game and increase your chances for survival. Oh, and there's metal detectors too. They're not as common, but they exist, and they'll give you just as good of an audio cue when an enemy raider enters the building. Tip number 5. Make sure to understand who you're fighting and how strong their gear is before you fire a shot. This is probably one of the most important ones on the list and one of the hardest to remember to do. You have to remember to approach players differently depending on what gear they're using. If you see someone rocking a Pharaoh bolt action, then you know if you're in close quarters you could run up at him and finish him off while he's reloading. But if that player has a shotgun, remember to keep your distance, as they are seriously strong in this game and you will get punished for not respecting them. You can also figure out what type of shield a raider is wearing before you fire a single bullet by paying attention to their right shoulder. You should see this on their back. If they have 1, that means it's a light shield, 2 means medium, and 3 means heavy shield. Tip number 6. Manage your stamina in raids carefully, especially towards the beginning when the server is as populated as it'll ever be. While you're out in the open, you never know when someone is watching you, so it's important to have extra stamina for when they get the jump on you so that you can get to cover. A player who manages their stamina will almost always come out on top over players who just run around without thinking and end up caught out in the open. Tip number 7. Guys, even I forgot to do this for the first few hours, but oh my god, do you run so much faster when you fully holster your weapons. With the letter H on keyboard and mouse, you can holster your weapons and run so much faster, allowing you to not only conserve that stamina, but path through the raid even faster and beat other players whenever you're trying to get to those high value loot locations first. Tip number 8. This is something that applies to almost every battle royale which has some map movement mechanics similar to extraction shooters, but is even more beneficial in a third-person shooter like Arc Raiders. High ground. Understanding the advantage of high ground is absolutely crucial to understanding how open map games like this work in PvP engagement. Being higher up gives you way more control of the situation, along with usually providing you much safer cover without your head accidentally poking out the top, which can get your shield obliterated. I can't stress this enough. Use your environment to your advantage in every situation that lets you. Tip number 9. Stay aware of your position and start learning and soaking in that map knowledge early. Basically, the longer you stay in a fight, the higher the chance that you get third-partied by players or even Arc. Keep your engagements quick and find possible escape routes if things get dicey. Like we talked about before, those flares going up are some of the most obvious visual cues in the game, and people will come after you in hopes they can clean up what's left of both teams and take all that sweet loot for themselves. Watch your back and don't stay in fights too long, or it can seriously go against you if you're not careful. Finally guys, we need to talk about the skill tree. I'll have a full video coming out on the skill tree super soon, but in the meantime, let's talk about what you need the most. First of all, I'm going to drop a link in the description to a website that will let you read through the whole skill tree along with quest guides, weapons, and so much more. Make sure to check it out so that you can start planning before the launch. What I would personally recommend though is that you dump the majority of your early game skill points into mobility. This is not only going to help you slide farther and run faster to minimize any chance of you running out of stamina, but it'll also help you traverse the map and get out faster, and speed is just as important as anything else when you have important items on you. Tip number 11. Understand where you are on the map. It's super important to know when you're in super high traffic areas versus just a regular part of the map, as you should know you need to move through there and grab what you're looking for quickly instead of hanging around, which will almost definitely get you into multiple fights. I'm not just talking about high traffic loot spots guys, but the most common routes to them as well. You could also wait there silently for someone if you're looking to snag some player loot, but either way, these are super important to keep track of. As you guys start to put all these tips together, you'll have a much stronger sense of how the raid is progressing and where you will expect to fight, along with what the best way to take each fight is, and hopefully this will help you guys live a lot more on launch. Thanks for watching, and I really hope this was helpful. If I missed anything or you guys have any questions, drop them out down below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future uploads like my skill tree video or my map breakdowns. I'm going to keep getting as much information as I can to you guys. I'll also be going live on launch for an insanely long stream, so make sure you tune into that as well as hopping into my Discord. Stay safe, Raiders.